Alright, Iron Cross, man-to-man combat on East Front, 41, 1941, and 42. This is scenario 4. It's called Tula. I guess I should say at this point, the game comes with 6 scenarios. It comes with 6 scenarios, and they are described as in this way. There are 6 scenarios. Scenario 1 is the easiest, should be played first, and then scenarios 2 through 5 progress in size and complexity, so we're up to scenario 4, and scenario 6 is the largest and most complex and is ideally suited for gameplay. I think scenario 6 pretty much throws the whole counter mix in, not entirely, but close to the whole counter mix in, basically. And was it 2 maps? It's played on, maps 1 and 2 together. Alright, so, by the way, I should call each map, and 3 come with the game. Each map is roughly 11 by 17. I'm eyeballing it, looking at it. Yeah, it looks like about 11 by 17 about. That's a rough guess. Okay, so put 2 of those together and throw in most of the counter mix, and you have scenario 6. Okay, I'm going to talk about my German setup here, and then I do have another related topic for why I like this game, and I'm going to say relatively small number of games that actually go in this direction design-wise. Okay, for the German setup, now I'm moving to the German setup. I just finished the German setup and talk about it. First thing I did is I took my ATS arrow markers, which I'm using in this game for moved markers. So I put an arrow marker first, without any units on the board, without any of the German units set up yet. I put the arrow markers on every fighting position that I wanted to consider. I am prioritizing the attack from these 2 hills, and I'm also prioritizing this attack here, but I didn't want to leave the German left open completely. Why give the Russians that benefit? So I went ahead and put 1 squad and the tank over here. So squad D is here with the 1 AFV, armored fighting vehicle, the Panzer 4E right here. It happens to be the tank number 1, but it is a Panzer 4E. It has an anti-personnel, or as an what do they call it? What do they call it? Anti-tank? AT factor of 8 here in the center left, AP factor of 18 lower left, assault factor or overrun factor, I think. Overrun factor of 8 in the bottom center. 8 is the proficiency rating of the crew. Pretty cool, actually. 3 is its I think it's side armor. Well, they call it flank modifier. I guess I should use their terms. 3 flank modifier, 4 front modifier, and 5 is the initial range. Alright, so 1 tank, Panzer 4E, I put over here. I'll explain that in a minute. Here I basically have squad C here. Squad C here with some with the PL, the platoon leader, that's Tom, with some soldiers, some soldiers from E squad. Got a flamethrower, rifle, machine pistol here, light machine gun. Okay, they're in a multi-hex building. These guys are in building here, multi-hex building here. Actually, I should say here's the separation line again. Follow the road all the way. Start from here, come down here, come up here, come across here, up here, around hill D here, down to the intersection here, and then off the map. So I'm going to remove those now. That's the center, the dividing line, so to speak, between the Russian and German setup areas. So I'm removing those. Those were just for setup. Alright, so again we have a squad here with some extra soldiers in the PL here. I put the one improved position here, which is actually in the open. Right there, it's in the open, but I wanted to add an up front fighting position. Inside the improved position there's a light machine gun, direct fire mode, with a rifleman for security. So that's improved position 2. This is the one and only fortification or improvement, defensive improvement that the Germans have. Now behind hill A, behind it, like here are the Russians. So behind hill A is squad B, and then behind hill B is, oh, okay, the other half. Okay, this is half of squad B, the other half of squad B, and they have the medium machine gun with them. Medium machine gun in direct fire mode. That is basically, so I didn't use these three. These are the last 3 positions that I was considering. I'm not using them, so they come off the map, and that is the German set. Oh, I put the tank over here. I put the tank behind hill D, so it's masked somewhat. I'm actually, my idea is to bring the tank over here on the left and try to fire, you know, put some serious fire on the Russians from this direction, while the infantry tries to get in close here and start getting into close combat, basically. But I thought there's basically maneuver room out here. It's more clear here than it is over here. This is close in, buildings, hills, woods. This is a little bit more open. So I put the tank on this side. Alright. Basically, why do I like this game? I'm not going to be able to get to everything. I only have a couple minutes left on this video, but it is all about the massive decisions. Right? Every single soldier, even just setup. Oh, I chose to set all the Germans up in down position. That's why they're all flipped to their down side with white writing. I thought that, one, that's realistic, and 2, I'll just have them start off down. Even behind the hills, I'm having them start down, because they really wouldn't know that the Russians didn't have... there's no indirect fire in this scenario at all. I don't see any indirect fire. So... given that, and they wouldn't know that, so they should posture themselves as if Russian indirect fire could land at any time. Again, I know in this scenario that that's not the case, but they wouldn't know. So I like this game because there are so many choices to make. Every soldier you're choosing, of course you can be forced down obviously, but you have the choice. Are you going to stay up, or are you going to stay down? You know, every machine gun, even a light machine gun, you're choosing among 3 fire modes. Not to mention you're choosing how to organize your troops down to every last soldier. You can go with different ways of doing it. You know, what do you do with your low-rated soldiers? And there are low-rated Germans. What do you do with them? There's a 6-rated soldier. All right, I put him with a very high-rated. That's 11. Bach is right here with his machine pistol. I mean, he's a super soldier right there. But yeah, what do you do with your low-rated soldiers? How do you get observation? All those decisions. That's what I like.